Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me for your daily tarot reading. I ask you to pick the stone that draws you, the one that has a pull, and we'll begin. Let's see. For those of you who chose the purple amethyst, we have, you've got the strength card. Well, look at this and all this wand energy. And you've got the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Wow. So really, this is saying you have a lot of strength in your character, basically, because the Queen of Wands is a mature figure. She's fiery, she's passionate. She's somebody who, maybe when she was less mature, she might have once in a while been a little too outspoken, excitable, perhaps. But now she's mature. And so all of that fire has turned into just a really strong purpose, a sense of purpose and focus on what's important to her. Vitality, energy, all these good things. So the strength card is just about not only your own strength, and the strength, I think strength in your character, yes, because we get this mature figure, but it's also divine strength and protection sometimes. And Ace of Wands, and especially that when you see the Ace of Wands here, coming out of the heavens, like Spirit is saying, I'm trying to help you to know which way to go. I'm trying to help you in your goals. I'm trying to help you with energy and enthusiasm, that kind of thing. So boy, you've got it going on today. That is for sure. And the strength card is a major arcana. This could be just in general right now for you, where you really feel like you're strong. You're in a strong place. And I like it when the strength card, very obviously, because it's connected with this divine help, is saying you have divine strength and protection. You can lend strength from that source. So whatever it is you're facing, you're obviously well able to handle it. All right. And if you don't feel that, so you can lean into the strength, the divine strength and protection. For those of you who chose this orange and gold stone, we have the Seven of Wands, we have the Nine of Swords, we have the Five of Wands. Look at that. Okay, I mean 10 of Wands. I said 7, but 10. So this is just a lot going on, isn't it? Maybe you're quite busy lately, or there's just simply a lot on your mind, a lot of goals, a lot of priorities, a lot of things. Feeling a little overburdened maybe, and sometimes when we have a lot on our mind, it's hard to sleep and we can worry. It's so important, so important. I've said this before. If you're tired, it is late. It is not the time for in-depth analyses of all of your life's problems and what you're going to do about them. Not the time for that. It will just lead to sleeplessness. It's really okay. If you're having trouble being positive, if you're having trouble feeling like there's a way out of some situations, you might be just tired. You might be simply a little worn down, especially if you've been taking on a lot and you need to put off planning and thinking about this until you're in a better place, well rested, all of that. The Five of Wands is conflict or internal conflict. And I almost wonder, this is like more about internal conflict when I see these two. So these kinds of cards really are optional. I feel like Spirit gives us these to say, you have been or will be tempted to overanalyze something, worry, tempted to feel like you're carrying it all at once. The weight of the world is on your shoulders. And you may have some internal conflict. Oh my goodness, what is the right thing to do? Which just makes you think more and feel more overburdened. So where's the answer? All these are optional. What is the alternative? Let's pull a card. Let's pull a card from a clarifying deck. Tower. Interesting. So I think the alternative is to allow for some change, obviously. The alternative is to really kind of understand that sometimes during the most challenging times in our lives, there's huge change happening. It feels like a tower, but really it's a big turn into a new kind of era. And things are shaken up, and it does involve an internal conflict and worry a lot of times. But then we have the new things coming in. So maybe there are things that can't be figured out right now. And you just need to get through the tower moment, whatever that may be. And don't be afraid of that card. That's not, the tower is simply, things are getting shaken up. Sometimes it's a revelation, like a bolt of lightning to the head, like, oh, I see. Sometimes it's just an opportunity, really, that shakes some things up. So there might be something in your life right now that you found very difficult and you do want to see changed. And you're not quite sure how that's going to happen and you worry about it. But that all is optional. There is tremendous force and energy coming in when we do have a lot of change. And so that means there is that kind of supernatural unfolding. So the key is, I think, to go with it, to ride it out. And whenever we get the 10 of Wands, it's always good to just take one thing at a time. Just do the next thing. Don't worry about getting it all done. And obviously, it's not the time to have clarity to figure something out. You have internal conflict and you're worrying around and round. Or you're analyzing around and round. It's not the time to know that right now. It's just the time to move with what's unfolding and pick up the next thing to do. That's what I see. All right. For those of you who chose the copper stone, the copper, we have the Two of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords. Wow. All right, the Ace of Swords is that supernatural kind of help, divine revelation, epiphany, something that will bring victory because you have the laurel crowns there. Look, you have the eagles there. So there's something about courage, isn't there? And we have the Queen of Swords here too, who just will speak the truth, who just knows what she knows. She has clarity and she is not doubting herself. The Two of Cups is an agreement or seeing eye to eye with somebody. So I'm thinking that you're blessed with great clarity right now, maybe help in planning. See, now the Queen of Swords, she's a mature figure. She has a mature intellect. She knows a lot. And she can make a logical plan, the full plan. She knows what to do. So I think somebody else in your life agrees that you know what you're doing. You know what's next. And there may be a sort of a sense of inspired truth. Sometimes it's not so much about a plan, but just great clarity. Also, that Queen of Swords, she's pretty good at picking up that Ace of Swords. And sometimes the Ace of Swords is like it's a truth that just comes to you. And it's coming to you perhaps even from the other side. Perhaps it's your intuition that's picking up on it. So there's that too. The Queen of Swords is good at hearing those kinds of messages and knowing them and seeing what they are, knowing them as truth. So the Two of Cups means that you're getting clarity regarding some sort of agreement with somebody else, some sort of partnership with somebody else, or I feel like the knowing is already there. I feel like it's an independent thing. I feel like you have the knowing and somebody else is just now, yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree with you. Yes, we should do this. Or somebody's just really understanding you on your level, your equal, seeing you as an equal. That Two of Cups is an awfully nice card. So these are all really nice cards. I like them. I like these cards. So it's a powerful time for you, I think. I mean, there aren't major arcana here, but just the sort of power that you've developed in your life and is probably with you a lot. For those of you who chose the yellow stone, the yellow jasper, we have the devil, we have the 3 of cups, and we have the 9 of wands. Okay, and remember, well, yeah, these two are kind of chained, right? In the Rider-Waite, they're sort of chained to each other, the 2 lovers are. So the devil comes up when we're bedeviled. He has a purpose to play. The devil card simply is that time when, you're getting kind of good and fed up with some sort of rumination, some sort of obsessive kind of thing, pattern or thought, worries, something like that, feeling trapped by something, trapped in a pattern. The devil comes up when we're getting pretty fed up with that and we're really kind of ready for a change. And that's all right. Sometimes it's darkest before the dawn, as they say, and something has to practically drive us crazy sometimes before we get upset enough about it to do something. But this 9 of wands may have you feeling guarded, may have you feeling like, embattled. Like, oh man, I have tried, this hasn't worked out, and it hasn't worked out, and it hasn't worked out. And you just don't, you're standing, you've got the 9th wand in your hand, you're ready to go at it again, but you may feel kind of guarded. The 3 of cups is sometimes about a celebration. For some of you, because the devil can also represent an area of excess or repetitive behavior like addiction, there may be you or somebody in your life who is having trouble being stuck in that kind of pattern. And in fact, that person may have, this is also, I kind of feel like this is a trauma history, right? In the Rider-Waite, this man has a bandage on his head. He's in battle. He is battle weary. So there might even be that going on. But, the devil is just bringing clarity about perhaps there is some pattern for you or for somebody else that you're associated with, tied to, that you're associated with, that's really giving you trouble. I think that the guardedness, maybe that can be dispensed with. That can be dispensed with. A lot of times there's a decision that needs to be made. There's help that needs to be sought. That kind of thing. The Hierophant comes in handy when you're trying to overcome something that is just really entrenched and it's hard to be hopeful about it because you've tried on your own again and again. And it's tough to be it's tough to have hope for it. But the Hierophant, I like the Hierophant because to me that signifies using some sort of human institution. I'm pulling a card to clarify what is it. Very similar to the Hierophant. The 3 of coins is the clarifier. Okay. So, right, consulting with others, getting support from others, consulting with learned others, professionals, who knows? Yeah, to get some help. So, and then becoming the skilled artisan who's actually building something beautiful, unstuck, unclogged, no longer bedeviled, building something beautiful and good, increasing security. Isn't that interesting? So I feel like that's, if you find yourself in this situation, obtaining information from learned others is probably a great first step. Yeah, support, probably a great first step. So for others of you, it doesn't have to do with excessive use of anything or a behavioral pattern. It has to do more with a mental kind of worrying. You're having intrusive thoughts that are just not serving you, that are maybe kind of fearful or maybe completely understandable because of what you've been through. Maybe completely understandable. But that doesn't mean there can't be change there. Because when we start to feel bedeviled, we start to feel like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this pattern. I'm sick of this thinking. That's when we sometimes get fed up enough to really let it go, to really seek some change, to really be done with something. And then there could be celebration. That Three of Cups can be celebration. There could then be celebration. So whatever it means to you, it's kind of interesting. I always feel like when I'm in a place where I'm bedeviled by a pattern and I'm really feeling it, you know, it's maybe something that's been with me. It's not exactly serving me, but all of a sudden I'm really feeling it, really frustrated about it. There's a little part of me that kind of notices that and goes, oh, this is exciting. There's change coming ahead, this means. But that's probably my guide. That's probably a guide of mine. Will tap me on the shoulder and say, oh, it's a good thing that you're ready to pull your hair out about this. There's change coming. You're going to be open to change. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope that it's a good one, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.